Most players can name the chords in Autumn Leaves, but their lines still get stuck in positions, especially when diminished tension shows up. My name is Junwon Choi, and I teach jazz guitar at voicelidjazzguitar.com. I came to jazz as a Korean outsider until my mentor, Richie Hart, taught me how the lineage works in sound, not information. So today, I will show you a diagonal way to play minor 251 that actually moves. Quick lens before we break it down. I loved world history as a subject when I was a student because it is a plot. Once you see the plot, connecting before and after what happened it seems natural. For the jazz guitar, Wes Montgomery became that plot for me. So the fretboard stopped being boxes and became one story. Today's plot is diminished tension, how it repeats and how we travel diagonally through it. First, melody, because Autumn Leaves tells you the directions. So what I played in the beginning of this clip was a melody. This tune target melody is targeting the third of the chord, and then the chord moves to the next chord. That movement, this voice leading movement, cue the next melody start. Third of the chord and another third is cue the next melody. Third, third, make melody third. Third, every third. Third, third, third. One important thing. In the first 8 bars, you feel the same tension and release idea happen twice. That repetition is the clue for today's plot. Now, I built the simplest structure under the melody, just enough to expose the inner motion. So the inner motion is that I said it just before. Melody. This once we know this chord progression of first 8 major of Autumn Leaves, which is diatonic circle fifths motion, and then just don't play the root. Root is just bass motion that moves the circle fifth motion. The fifth is just too much interval. Is root important? This subtle movement, either half step or whole step, that is the melody at the time of the tune or the cue for the next melody. Melody for the cue, melody, cue, melody, cue, melody, cue, melody, cue, This is where the diminished view shows up. The dominant pool is symmetrical and it resolves by half step. Same story repeated. Now, the real diagonal harmonic question. How do you play that diminished tension diagonally without getting trapped? So, the diminished is the connector. It is the same tension shape that can slide and repeat, so it is perfect for diagonal travel. So before we apply that into Wes Line and the Django Line, let's see why and how this diminish going to the tonic sound is working. So, and this tune is key of G minor. So on the G minor, when we are having the tonic, we are not just playing G minor 7, we play G minor 6 or G minor major 7. But in that, we have this D7 going to the tonic minor, right? So let's look at that. This D7 with the G minor tonic, we have E flat notes as in the mother scale, which is B flat major scale. Right? So that E flat, which will become either major 6 on the tonic soon, but on the D7 we still have that as our usable tension. So on the D7 with the tension flat 9 with the fifths on top, it gives us the diminished 7s. And then it goes to G minor. Now we are just targeting the G minor triad. And then this diminish, as it is consists of the minor third intervals, or those 4 notes. It can freely move around minor third. It's just the same notes in different orders, different voicings in order, but the same notes and the same shape. So when we go up over here, this is actually F7 flat 9. That is going to be flat major on second measure of the tune. So over here, you can resolve to the G minor over B flat or B flat 6, not just B flat major 7 on the third measure, which is same tonic sound. So this F7 with diminish resolve to the G minor is same as the D7 going to the G minor. And then we need to resolve this each voicing to the each right direction to the G minor. And then over here too. So within that sound in your ear, in your mind, then we will see it in the Wes Line and Django Line. Let's see that structure in the Wes Line first. So in Wes Line, I treat diminished tension as a line that targets resolution notes clearly. I am not trying to run diminished. I am using it to aim it. So in Wes Line, the first chord being C minor 7, the Wes Line could be E flat major in this shape, diagonal shape, right? So over here is Wes Line. And when it goes to the F7, this is F7, right? Flat 5, E flat major, flat 5. So we make this E flat major, flat 5. This is F7 with tension 9 in between them. With tension 9 is not a diminished. To make it diminished, we need a flat 9. So just put this half step below. It gives us the diminish. So Wes Line, another Wes Line for the fifth, the 5 chord, and then flat 9. That is just a diminish. So this 5 chord on the diminish reserved to the G minor over here. Okay. In Wes Line, diminished is not decoration. It is the steering wheel. In Django Line, diminished becomes even more practical because the shape repeats cleanly across the fretboard. So instead of memorizing, you repeat the structure while the harmony moves. So in Django Line, in this tune, in this key particularly, the Django Line is more logical, and because the chord voicing already shows where the Django lines are, right? 2, 5. But then Tonic is showing up on the Wes Line in our chord progression shape, right? But in Wes Insight, my homepage, on my homepage, I have the Wes Insight that how Wes Montgomery plays it, the Wes Line and the Django Line in this circle fifth motion tune. For example, All the Things You Are, Autumn Leaves, and Fly Me to the Moon. In that Autumn Leaves, Wes plays it on key of D minor, which Wes's favorite key. He plays the Wes Line as just smoothly in all over the place, and he makes the tune sounds even better. So if you guys want to see how Wes was really playing it, please check the Wes Insight on my website. So in this Django Line, it is just clear. Flat 5 to the F7, but we can put our flat 9 over here, right? So it becomes same line before over here when we have the Wes Line. The same line over here. And when it goes over here, same Django line is happening. A minor 7, the D7, G minor over here. So in Django Line, Diminished gives you a repeatable diagonal path. Now you can hear it the same tension twice, and the line stays connected because the structure stays connected. Here is your practice, the simple. First, melody. Melody is the rough sketch, but that rough sketch never goes away even you are putting your colors over it. So melody is the composition on white canvas. So knowing the melody is the foundation, and then just bare minimum. And play only the two resolution target, the arrival notes, where the tension releases. And then when the diminish happens, just don't play the diminish right away. Just target the target note first and then see the diminish clearly. And it is not you can play the diminish at the moment. The diminish you need to reserve to the right resolution point, which is in here, the key center, the G minor. The diminish is originally coming from a harmonic minor, so it wants to reserve to the minor harmony. But in major, there is minor sounds in it, so we can use that to reserve our diminished sound. That is what this tune, circle fifth motion, is so important. Not just any other tune, but Autumn Leaves, Fly Me to the Moon, and All the Things You Are. That's how you make diminished usable in diagonal harmony. So if you think this is valuable and you wanna know more about it, as I said, please check the Wes Insight. And also in my website, Building Blocks, it is a free 2-hour lessons with 28 PDF pages for free. If you learn that, my essential building blocks lessons, if you want to know more what is the next step, please turn the scorecard, then I will guide you to the next step. While you are learning your jazz guitar, if you have a more question, then submit the office hour form. I will cover your answer your question every week on Saturday, and I keep that archive on my website. Everything I said over here is all free except the Wes Insight. In the next video, I will show you how melody works in Cinema Paradiso, which is not jazz tune, but it works as well targeting the third and the melody. Until I will see you there, keep swinging.